Aji 14th August, NSC and IMLA Council Headquarter, Hebron de 78th Naga Independence Day celebrate kurise. Ato kilonser TH Muivah bra Naga national flag hoist kurina. Program de Deputy Ato kilonser VS Atembra Ato kilonser TH Muivah la speech puria homoy kuise. Framework agreement te duita entities India aru Nagalim majote peaceful coexistence thakibole mention kurigina ase. Kintu judi India bra thik noa kadam luise kuile India bra itu agreement ke bhangai dia responsible hobo kuise.
God bless Nagaland, land that I love, a land of hills and valleys, the drinks rain from heaven. God will take care of you until the end. His eyes will always be on you, my fair Nagaland. God will take care of you until the end. His eyes will always be on you, my fair Nagaland.
Of Jehovah's power, flag of His merciful love, the emblem of His power, He displays Naga nation.
My dear comrades and countrymen, on 14th August 1947, when Naga Independence Day was declared, history was created. It was a proud moment for the Nagas to assert their rights as a nation, to be among the committee of independent nations. In conformity with the dignity of the Nagas and as demanded by the UN standard, it was informed to the UN and duly acknowledged. The declaration was also informed to the government of India and the King of England, George VI, as well. We did not fail to do the right thing in accordance with the spirit of UN Charter of Human Rights and that mentions recognizing that the peoples of the world ardently desire the end of colonialism in all its manifestations. In keeping with the spirit of UN Charter with sovereign equality of states, it was cabled to the Secretary General of United Nations that read, "Benign Excellency, kindly put on record that Nagas will be independent. Discussions with India are being carried on to that effect. Nagas do not accept the Indian Constitution. The right of the people must prevail regardless of sides." Thus, Nagas have taken into consideration to follow human dignity in accordance with the UN Charter. to encourage respect for each other's rights and freedoms. I am proud to say that in pursuit of our freedom, Nagas have not folded in any manner that contravenes international law that is on record. Nagas are peace-loving people, and we have always followed peaceful process to have our sovereign rights respected and honored. Nagas are sovereign nation since time immemorial. Our great freedom fighters awakened themselves as a people and as a nation to stand up for their rights and assert their independence through non-violent resistance and civil disobedience movement. Today, it is our privilege to remember them and pay homage to them for their exemplary leadership, courage, sacrifice for the cause of Naga Nation, inspired by the spirit of Nagalim for Christ. My dear comrades and countrymen, 78 years down the lane, we have not lost the courage and the spirit of freedom had not waned. We have kept pace with the spirit of 1997 ceasefire to find lasting Naga political solution. Our steadfastness in sticking to our guns resulted in signing the historic framework agreement on August 3, 2015. This was a milestone achievement of Indo-Naga people dialogue, as the sovereign right of the Naga people was recognized after more than 7 decades of political struggle. When NACN signed the framework agreement, we have taken much thought for the future security of the Naga people, lest we commit another mistake. Needless to say, framework agreement is a matter of life and death for the Nagas. If we fail to grasp the political significance of framework agreement by displaying total lack of political foresight, the world at large will laugh at us for being frivolous when given such opportunity to make the best use of framework agreement. Even the time will come when the next generation will question the Nagas of today for their misplaced approach to the given historic framework agreement that carried the sovereign identity of the Naga people as a nation. Rather, it will be a Himalayan blunder if the Nagas place themselves at the wrong side of the framework agreement. To put on record the recognition of the sovereign identity of the Naga nation, the framework agreement mentions peaceful coexistence of the two entities, which means India and Nagalim will have peaceful coexistence. This may go on for 10 years or 50 years, depending on how the mutual understanding is interpreted in the right spirit. But if India indulges in what is called a departure from what is proper between two entities, dragging the vulnerable Nagas into a dangerous political brinkmanship, India will be accused and held responsible for serious breach of agreement with respect to peaceful coexistence of the two entities as mentioned in the framework agreement. My dear countrymen, we fully acknowledge your contribution and forbearance during the course of the movement. This is what we count the most, as we have to serve one another to safeguard the political and national identity of the Nagas under any adverse situation. You know, we have all put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to defend our political rights. We have paid heavy price for the love of our freedom. Our love for freedom means we have to bear with one another's burden. We have to make personal sacrifice for the common good. We cannot have what is ours unless we pay the price. Unless we struggle ourselves, no one else will come forward to help us. Unless we defend our freedom, we risk becoming a lost people. Thank God we have stood the ground. We are very grateful to our Almighty God for giving us many friends and sympathizers, both in India and abroad. They are the people who understand and respect the legitimacy of Naga issue. For this reason, we have established strong footholds in international organizations like UNPO and others across the world. We are highly indebted for their unflinching support. My dear comrades and countrymen, the day the government of India and National Socialist Council of Nagaland and ASEAN signed a historic framework agreement on 3rd August 2015, the world came to know better about the political rights of the Naga nation. This is no ordinary event of history. The whole process of signing ceremony was live broadcast and given the status of a high-profile political solemnity, and the world was made to watch, to bear witness. Importantly, Prime Minister Narendra Modi led the massing of applauding throngs from his government. It was equally matched by the presence of NACN dignitaries. Given the political importance that will go down into Indo-Naga history, Prime Minister Narendra Modi undertook the trouble to supervise the details from the beginning to the end. Ironically, the same Prime Minister has turned cool as the years keep going. What makes him go slow in implementing framework agreement in his own brainchild? Certainly, he is in default, playing with the protected Naga issue. My dear comrades and countrymen, we know that stable economy is the survival of the nation. God has not left out Nagaland without any natural resources to sustain the economy of the Nagas. Nagaland is sitting on a fortune of minerals as God has blessed Naga nation abundantly. It is endowed with major minerals resources, including petroleum spread out in different parts of Nagaland. It belongs to us, and nobody can exploit it at the cost of undermining the sovereign ownership. The right of ownership over our land and its resources is absolute, and no amount of casting covetous eyes will change the course. My dear countrymen and comrades, Nagas are now living through a unique moment of our history. The world as we see is in turmoil. There is noise around the Naga areas in Myanmar. We cannot afford to stand like a coward when our lands are under threat of being dominated by people of alien origin. Land and people cannot be separated. Whatever may betide, we shall stand. the ground to defend our God-given land. Naga nation means people with land, territory of their own. We shall not tolerate against any force on earth poking their nose to keep the Nagas divided either through arbitrary decision or political means. Our forefathers have sacrificed the best of their lives and went through blood, sweats, and tears to build the foundation for Naga people as a nation. Why should we allow ourselves to be used as cheap commodity, betraying the vision of our pioneer freedom fighters, to be traded in exchange for short-term gain? The consequences of our never-caring approach for the well-being of future generations will certainly put us on the road to political damnation. What is Nagalim for Christ? For us, if the real essence is misplaced from our hearts, how beautiful the Naga political movement would be if we proved ourselves as the exemplary figures and accept the divine inspiration that there is no unsurmountable problem if we trust God and surrender our political struggle under His command. Let us stand firm in His name and give glory to Him always. Kuk Nalim.
Greeting from the office of Naga Hoho. This is indeed a symbolic day for the Naga people across the globe because it represents a cry for justice, a deep yearning for peace, and a dream yet to be fulfilled, a dream for which thousands of lives have been laid down, a dream of every Naga who have suffered and endured an unmanageable pain. After more than 80 rounds of dialogue between India and Nagas, both parties signed a seminal framework agreement on 3rd August 2015 that arranged to resolve long-standing issue of contentions. Soon after signing the framework agreement, the Indian government stated that God recognized the unique history, culture, and positions of the Nagas and their sentiments and aspirations. It is evident that Naga people are continually denied of our collective rights to live as free people due to political realities at play with India and Myanmar, which are further steeped in oppressive new colonialist paradigm. We continue to deprive our rights to liberty as well as political, socio-economic, and cultural freedoms. We are people with collective aspiration to live together as one nation in one geographical identity. It is for the fullest realization for our human dignity, identity, and rights that we desire the reunification of our ancestral contiguous land, which is at the heart of our existence. The present period is a very crucial time for making history. We have to stand firm with clarity of visions to achieve what our pioneers and leaders have started. Indo-Naga talk have been going on for too long, and the Naga public is losing patience and confidence in the process, and if this continues, then the time will come for the people to call their leaders back home. Naga unity is a prerequisite towards achieving the goal of political solutions, and call upon the Nagas people to work in unity and in solidarity. Naga should be able to decide our future and further recount the words of Mahatma Gandhi, God, Naga have every right to be independent and God. It is important that parties from both sides of negotiating table realize the importance of honorable political outcome that leads towards reducing violence and deepening of democracy in the region. However, it is amply clear that without the participation of the people, peace will not be durable and justice will be very thin. It is only by taking the people into account and by their active participations and contributions that one can expect an honorable political outcome. There is much to be said, but we all know what we feel deep inside. So I would like to end by saying that on behalf of Naga people, I urge both the negotiating body to exercise their wisdoms and rely on trust building so that political outcome benefit the generations to come. Kok Nalim.
On this auspicious and historic day, the Naga Mothers Association, with gratitude, extend good wishes and warm greetings of Happy Naga Independence Day to all the people gathered here and across the world. Today, the 14th of August 2024, as we commemorate and celebrate our freedom, we fondly remembered our departed leaders, comrades, and nation builders with gratitude and salute them for their supreme sacrifice for the cause of the Naga nation. We also pay rich tribute to the great visionary leader in the person of A.Z. Pizzo for his wisdom and steadfast leadership for our Naga nation. Today, the Naga Mothers Association would like to appeal to all the different leaders of political groups to retrospect the principle of Naga nationalism above self and assure unity among ourselves instead of division. Naga must unite irrespective of individual differences to live as one nation. To the ranks and files of the GPRN, thank you for your selfless sacrifice and sacrifice to the Naga nation. Freedom is a right given by God that we live as one nation and glorify His mighty name. Therefore, the Naga Mothers Association urge the government of India to acknowledge and honor the rights of the Nagas and expedite the negotiation process to its final settlement at the earliest. May the theme of our celebration, the Naga people's survival, depends on resilience, unity, and strategic action, guide and unify our nation. God bless the Naga nation. Thank you.
I stand here to read out the speech of our respected UNC President on this 78th Independence Day. It is my privilege and honor to bring warm greetings on behalf of the United Naga Council on this auspicious occasions of celebrating the 78th Independence Day, a day to commemorate the declaration made by our great leaders on 14 August 1947, affirming the sovereignty of the Nagas. This day marks a significant milestone in our struggle for self-determination and freedom. As we gather here today to celebrate this momentous occasion in our history and honor our visionary leaders who courageously declare our independence, let us reflect and remember their unyielding spirit and enduring quest for self-determination and a sovereign nation. They have woven our history with the threads of resilience, courage, and unwavering resolve. Despite faced with countless challenges, hurdles, and oppression along the way, they were deeply rooted and unwavered in their resolve to protect, preserve, and defend our land, identity, and our political rights. Let us also honor and recognize the contribution of every Naga who has played a role in this journey, who envision a future where our people could live as one in harmony and with dignity. Their vision, courage, and sacrifice have paved the way for us to stand here today and have inspired us to continue the fight for our rightful place. But today is not just a day to look back. It is also a day to look forward. This day is not just a commemoration of our past. It is a reflection of our enduring spirit and collective aspirations. Let us acknowledge the progress made and challenges overcome, but also recognize that our journey is far from over and acknowledge the challenges we will face. The path to self-determination is not always smooth, but it is one we walk with pride and determination. It is a time to reaffirm our commitment towards working together to assert our rights and to remain steadfast in our efforts till our common goal is achieved. As we observe the Independence Day today, let us honor and celebrate to build a future with hope that reflects the best of our past. Let the dream of our great leaders who laid down their life continue to live on in us, and let the legacy we live today be passed on to those who come after us. Most of all, let us not forget that our strength lies in our unity, love, cooperation, and understanding. May we continue to stand strong, united, and proud as Naga. Kuk Nalim, signed NG Lorho, President, United Naga Council.